most times it's considered like the freshmen are going to redshirt.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a plan with this group, even if it's special teams, that maybe some fast tracking to get them ready quicker than normal?
I think we'll be surprised, but because I've always am. You know, when you bring in a class like this, there's certain guys in this class I think maybe this guy needs to develop a little bit, but then when he gets here, you're like, oh no, he's going to play. You know, so that's one of the fun things I think is for coaches is to be able to bring these guys in. Particularly now, we'll have 10 of them that'll be here in spring, so we get to see that. And then in the summertime, we'll get to see the rest of those guys. But I feel like that, you know, the days of hey man, you're all going to redshirt, that we're done for that. I feel like there's going to be a bunch of these guys that will be playing for us next year. Who they are, we don't. It's hard to say as we sit here today, but there will be some guys out of that's bunch right here that will play. That will certainly be on special teams. That will also be in their positions that we recruit them to play and get some great valuable time. So a lot of it depends on how quickly they learn our stuff and get here, and go through that. That's why I think the 10 guys will have an upper edge on that because they'll get to go through spring and make some mistakes and then grow from that as opposed to the guys just having a summer.
Obviously, Monte Reed, Neon Coleman, talk about what those two bring to the
Mm-hmm.
table. Obviously, great size, hard hitting linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, I think the physical they bring it. Simeon. I mean, there's some hits on there. He's taking heads off, man. I mean, some of it looks illegal. I mean, he's hitting them so hard. I mean, I saw helmets flying and stuff. I mean, but I'm gonna tell you about him. He's you would never know that if you walked in the room. He's got one of the greatest smiles you'll see. He's like a teddy bear, just hanging out. But then something switches when he when he puts the pads on and goes on the field and just starts hitting people. And so love how physical he is. But both of these linebackers, can move. They're physical, and at this day and age, you got to be able to have backers that, you obviously you want to be able to fill the A gaps, but you got to have backers that can also run. And especially in this conference, we think about the quarterbacks that can run in this league. These running backs, running games are really good. And then obviously the throw games. So you got to have versatile linebackers that can run side to side, as well as have a good physical presence to be able to plug A gaps. And we feel like both of these guys are able to do that.
The team leaders that were returning from
Yep.
what have you seen them react to this? How kind of motivated?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're excited about adding guys to this. As you think about the transfers that are coming in, we had several of our guys. Some of the guys we had in the press conference the last time we were in here were either ate dinner, hung out, they were with them, and they sign off. I mean, we're not taking any of these guys unless they say yes, they're one of us, and so it just tells you how much they're involved in this football team and how much they care. It's not like one of these deals. Hey, we're coming back to play another year. Well, no, we're coming back to play another year, but we're going to add to this and help us be very competitive when we go on the football field with the kind of guys that are like us. And so, I mean, I think they're excited. They're pumped. I mean, they're ready to get back and go to work. I mean, our guys, Corleone and Connor were just in my office just then and just finished working out. I mean, here, we're basically in a break right now, and they're just over here working out. So they're eager and they're hungry to get back here in January and start going back to work.
Yeah, final question.
The recruiting calendar has changed so much that most of high school recruiting, it feels like your commits are done by June and July. In the old days, 4 years ago, which was an eternity, high school tape was really important because a lot of decisions weren't made, at least until halfway through the high
Right.
school season. How important is still watching that high school tape and making sure that your evaluation is on track as opposed to just getting them in the fold and
Mm-hmm.
not worrying about it?
That's a great point. Because if you're the way it is now, everything is sped up so much in recruiting. You're basically recruiting off sophomore and junior film. Now, guys that peak as a sophomore, that's not what you want. You want these guys to continue to get better and better each and every year, and to continue to develop. You don't want guys that are tapped out by the time they get to college. So we did. I mean, we watched all these guys senior tape, as we went through, and most of them were committed early. But we still go back and we watch their tape, and we'll even talk. We talk to them all the time, so we'll critique and tell them, hey, listen, you need to do this better. You need to look at working on this right here or whatever. And so you're coaching them already, really, and then you're not even here yet. But I do think high school senior film is very, very valuable film because you can tell exactly where they are and where they're trending. But we don't have the luxury to wait for that anymore. I mean, because if we if you think about it, if we waited until senior film and we started trying to get some guys, they're all going to be committed, and it's going to be hard to get them. And so you have to go early. You have to do a great job. And I think that's where our recruiting department was starting with Zach and the rest of his guys. You have to have outstanding people to be able to do that because they have to identify and see and learn and grow all the things that it takes to be a really good college player at an early level. We think about sophomore, junior film. And so our guys have done a great job, and I really appreciate all their hard work to be able to put this great class together and can't wait to get started. All right, thanks, guys.